the corner.
So then you can see the chat. And when people join, it'll tell. Oh, does it tell you how many people are watching or no? Up at the top left.
No, it just says that we're live.
It's all my little subscribers are all my Dougster bobbers are probably asleep.
Let's see.
Oh, we got one. Who is it? Who's here? That's kind of sad that we tried so hard to get it set up. Anyway, whoever's watching, we're just gonna, I don't know, we were gonna go live on the Bike School YouTube. I told all you guys that, and then I lied to you. I lied. I'm so sorry.
Didn't work.
Dude, we tried and it didn't work. But I did tell him, because I did, like I told you, I did a test live, and I said, hey, we're gonna go live on the channel later, so make sure you guys are ready. And then anyway, we're here now. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone just to look at it.
Trying out a new system.
Oh, it's on my channel, huh?
Yeah.
I was gonna go to the Bike School and look at it on there. Oh yeah, it looks good. Oh, we got, what's up, Beaksot? How you doing, man? Okay, so we're gonna talk about progression a little bit. Do you want to get right into it right now, or you want to wait a few minutes?
Let's wait a few minutes. Let's just see if anyone's gonna come.
We did this Veterans Day thing at work. So like we give away free meals to veterans at Roadhouse. And some guy gave me this. Can you see this coin?
A little bit.
It's kind of cool. I know. I can't have my focus, so it won't go. But it says, "Put on the whole armor of God." It's pretty cool. I don't know what it means, but I feel protected. So that's good.
I have a little fancy, this little thing. It's in one of my bags. It's in a little envelope, and it's like a charm for like a necklace, like some kind of Italian good luck thing. Diego Cavarzazzi, the Italian mountain bike rider. When I stayed at his house the first time for like 2 months in 2015, his mom gave it to me. I still have it. It's in it's out of my pads bag, like that I take with me. Yeah. I think it's I think I have it every time I go ride, or it's somewhere. Sometimes I like randomly find it, but I never move it from where I find it. So pretty sure it's still in that bag, or it's in my bathroom. It
just keeps popping up, or what?
Yeah, no, I mean, like I just like occasionally like re-go, oh yeah, here's this. But so it's either like in my bathroom bag that I travel with everywhere, or it's in my pads bag. I think it's in my pads bag. Now I'm curious. Now I gotta go look.
It's like just one of those little good luck knickknacks, huh?
Yeah, it's just a little like silver piece. It's got some kind of figure on it. Some saint something. I don't remember what it's called.
So let's talk about Crankworks.
Emil.
Yeah, so can you play a run? Did you find it? Should we play one of his runs?
Yeah. Well, so let's first start off.
Why does this guy win so much?
ML just won his 6th Crankworks in a row, and no one's ever won 3 in a row, and he's now won 6 in a row. So that's pretty crazy.
That's crazy. Are you guys homies?
Yeah. When we see each other, we are. Yeah, I've met him quite a few times, and we got some clips together in Virgin. He's been to Woodward and partied in New Zealand with him a couple years ago. He's definitely one of the single nicest people on the mountain bike tour. And he, just real humble dude, and lots of fun to ride with, and just like really, really good at what he does.
Well, yeah, you'd have to be to get that many wins on Crankworks. What's up, Jerry?
Yeah, he's on another level. Here, we could pull one up. Here, this is his winning run from this weekend. Oh, hold on, I gotta exit full screen for a second. It's shot vertical, so so it's like in the middle of the thing. Let's see. So
I see.
So when you're ready, you tell me when, and I'll click play.
Oh
if I
yeah,
can.
it's up there. We're ready.
Okay.
There's a few people here. They're also ready.
All right. This might just be iPhone, or I don't even know, or it could just
It
be from his
looks like
Instagram. Let's see. Truck down whip on the first step
okay.
down. Okay. Truck to unturn down. Then look at this. Switch triple whip. There's a switch triple whip on a mountain bike.
That's crazy how fast he's going. That's one
Yeah.
thing that trips me out.
And then regular double whip. And this is dope. The Nollie 360 right there. And then let's see. Switch truck into the flat flip. And then let's see. 3 can, and then he like dangles the foot off to slow himself down, and then opposite 360, opposite double whip. Like what?
Wow. Hey, that flat spin.
And Nikolai
that
getting
flat
so
flip,
stoked.
how hard is that?
Flat flip, really not difficult.
Really?
I love how
you
stoked
just
Nikolai
kind of
is.
commit to it.
Look at Nikolai yelling. Look at him. He said once he got the score, you could hear on the live stream Nikolai says to him, "You just don't even score under 95, do you?" But no, yeah, it's just so gnarly, and honestly, that's one of the more tame runs. Like, let's see, ML Innsbruck run. I gotta find the one from like 2 years ago. I think it's this one. The run is just, if this is the correct one, like trying to like call it. I mean, usually with ML's runs, when you try to call them, like you're just like mind blown. Hold on.
What do you mean call it? Like you try and call it beforehand? Like the
no, like when you try to just like announce and be like, oh, okay, like these are the tricks. So right now we got David Godziak. So David Godziak here. Let's start this over. No, these are the top. These are the top 3 runs from Innsbruck of 2019, and I think this is the one where ML's run. This was the first of 6 wins from ML.
This was the first.
This was his first win in a Crankworks ever, and he hasn't lost since. So this is David Godziak, 3rd place. Let's see if I can call the run. Okay, so we got a 360 coming down. Then we have a no-handed twister.
Wait. Is it going?
No-hander.
I broke it.
Oh.
It wasn't playing, but now it is.
Okay. Then the double whip.
Double truck.
Then casserole bar spin on the hip, which is pretty gnarly. Fronty tuck.
This dude looks tall.
Yeah, this is funny because this is Simon Godziak's younger brother, double flip X up. That's dope.
Jesus Christ.
That's
I really
Simon
liked
Godziak's younger brother.
His front flip into the thing to back flip off. That always looks so cool when you link the two together.
Yeah, I think he probably wanted to go fronty tuck to flip tuck. I would assume. But yeah, it's funny because that's Simon Godziak's younger brother, and Simon is relatively short, and David is huge. David's like one of the tallest guys on the field, and Simon's one of the shortest.
I can't remember which one rides BMX too.
This one, the one that you're watching right now.
Okay.
He's got an X Games dirt gold medal. But yeah, the 1080 no-hander, and so let's see. Then I think we have Brett Reeder would be 2nd place here. Let's see. Where's Brett? Okay. Oh no, wait. I think this is ML's winning run. Okay, so 360 unturned down on the drop.
Gee, how many bar spins was that?
4. So quad truck.
Jesus.
Switch 3 tuck no hander. 3 whip bar. And then look at this. Switch 3 unturned down to down whip.
Wow.
Flip bar, and then I think he does. Oh, just
casual 3 whip.
3 whips out of that, and then opposite 3 whip to bar.
He threw a bar opposite, then hit the fence for style points.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What?
But yeah, that
quad truck is just mind melting.
Well, hey, one of the years he did double truck down whip in there.
Coldboy says that we should play Descenders on Xbox. You know what that is?
No idea. I don't own a system like that.
It's a mountain bike game. We're slacking. We're sleeping on Descenders.
Well, did you see the new one? What's it called? Like there's a new one out. It's like something Riders or Riders Who in the chat knows what that's called? Riders
Riders.
or something with an R and then another R, like Riders Rebellion or Riders Redemption,
Like a
or
video
something.
game?
Yeah,
Red
yeah, it
Dead
just came out.
Redemption.
And no, it's a new mountain bike one. It's Nikolai and Thomas
Riders
Lemoyne,
Republic.
Riders Republic. Nikolai and Thomas Lemoyne, they got to do 2 years ago. They did the motion suits. They put on the motion suits, did all the tricks for that. So like all the animation came off of those two.
That's
all
rad.
the tricks. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Wait, who was it?
Nikolai was finally able to post it. It's Nikolai Rogatkin, and then Thomas Lemoyne, his French rider.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty dope. Yeah, Nikolai was finally able to post it a couple weeks ago. Posted him in the motion suit doing like the twisters and the cork sevens and like everything was sick.
What would happen if they crashed?
I don't think you would hurt the motion suit at all. I mean, they had airbag. There was on the landing airbag.
Oh, okay.
But also, the motion suit, it's kind of just like having little computer chips kind of on you, like little sensors. So it's not like if one went out, they'd probably just switch it out with a new one. I mean, you got to think when they do the motion stuff, they're used to having people do like stage combat and shit with all that on.
Yeah,
so
true.
It wouldn't be, at least in my head, it's not that bad, but it's definitely expensive. Definitely an expensive thing to do.
So that's Riders Republic. Oh, look, he says FM45 says that Riders Republic is also going to add BMX soon.
Wow. Now, see, I don't know anything about these games. We should just play BMX Streets.
I was streaming it Sunday. The title of the stream was like, I suck, but I've got it figured out. I like to just click the slow motion button and hit the big ramp and then like take my time, like my tongue's out. I'm all trying to do a tail whip and stuff. I don't know how people link that stuff together. It makes no sense.
Are you playing with an actual controller or what do you? Yeah. See, I tried to play the very first like beta version that came out of Pipe.
Yeah.
And it was so hard. I don't know. To me, it was just like I thought it was decent. I just thought it was so hard that I was not having fun. Yeah. And so I never got any of the other ones. I feel like if I could like have it now on like a PlayStation or something, but to like carry around a controller with me and do it on the computer, like it's just kind of a lot. I already got a lot of stuff to carry around.
It's very either I suck at it or it's too hard. I can't figure it out, but like I'd hold the X button to pedal, and then I learned you have to tap it, and if you tap it, then you start pedaling faster, and I could never get speed to do stuff. And then your character looks kind of like a homeless chick, and I don't really like that, and I can't change it because my button doesn't work to change it.
Nice.
It's really, that game's tough. I want a really good quality BMX game. So what's Riders Republic?
I think it'll be good. I don't know. We'll look up Riders Republic in 1 second, but since we were on the ML thing, I have to show you this video of ML. I got it up on the screen right now.
I did a whole stream after Pipe. We all watched edits, and then I just left the sound on because whatever. I got like 64 copyright emails.
I'll keep the sound off. But so look at this is ML in 2017. He did 6 world's first on a mountain bike in 1 hour, and it's
6 in 1 hour.
It's pretty wild. So, and I think he's like 17 right here, maybe 18. I think he's 17. So look, flip whip to bar to unturn down.
Oh, it's really laggy. Oh, now it's good. Nope.
Let's see.
Yeah. Oh, how many was that? Was that 6?
5. Flip quintuple bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was like first try. Right here, he says, "Yeah, I did 4, and I think I had one. I thought I had room for one more, so I just did it." Like flip triple bar to can, like, dude, just like flip tuck to bar to can. Flip bar to tuck to bar to can. Look at you're just freaking out.
Everyone's so stoked. Flip double bar
to tuck to bar. Like it's so insane. I think he does. Okay, so the flip triple bar to tuck. There's one that didn't make it in this video because it's on a different day. I'll tell you what it is once we see what the last one is. Okay, so he also did flip double whip to bar,
but he didn't get it on that day.
Mm-mm.
That one he did, was it flip double bar tuck bar, is crazy because if you're doing like a flip double bar, which already sounds hard enough, but then you slap a tuck in there, you can kind of finish out on that, right? You put your hands back on, you land, you're good. But to throw that tuck quick enough to have enough time for another bar doesn't make sense to me.
No, it's wild. And that jump's huge. I mean, even just the fact that he can keep the composure and pinch so hard and flip so slow to do flip quintuple bar, like there's just that's just so much waiting time. Like, but honestly, to me, the single most impressive one is flip whip bar unturned down, because that's 3 very different tricks happening upside down. Whip bar unturned. He's so good at the late unturned downs. Like he does them in everything. I mean, it's so sick.
Well, and I'd imagine you'd have to catch the whip pretty perfect for that unturned down not to blow off your feet, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not good at unturned down. He does it very well. He's got that high seat, and he's just the Swedish guys are good at that trick, the unturned down. Him and Max Fredriksson, like Max does like double truck unturned down, and he does it so fast. And I'm like, dude, I got stuck in that trick once. It knocked me out. It was not good.
Yeah, I tried it like we have a little what do you call it, vert wall, I guess. And like I just like to go up it and then kind of unturn down like that and then pop back down. And it's kind of fun. They don't look like his at all. But one time both my feet came off. And so then I'm just sitting there like this with no feet on. And I'm like, I'm going to die. It was very close.
I can do them like him, and I can get the tire to buzz on the shoulder.
Yeah.
But one time I did it, and my leg got stuck between the seat and the frame, and I crashed. And it knocked me out. And I was well, it didn't technically knock me out, but definitely got a concussion because I was so nauseous the next day.
It's good it didn't break your leg.
Yeah, well, that's kind of why I crashed. Like I knew I was stuck, so I kind of just like kept leaning, and didn't actually hurt my leg at all. I got really lucky. Just took it off the back of my head instead.
Hey, we got Chad is in here. What's up, Chad?
Chad.
What do you got on your screen? Did you go to Riders Republic?
Oh, yeah, let me look up some Riders Republic for you.
We're watching a YouTube ad.
Riders Republic. Let's see. Ubisoft did it. Let's see. Should we watch the trailer, or you want to see some like gameplay or what?
Let's see just the trailer. Let's get hyped. You can turn the sound on too. I don't know if we'll be able to hear you, but oh yeah, we can hear it. Oh yeah. Turn it down a little, like less than half. Oh, is that the game? Why does it look so goofy and animated?
Well, I think that's kind of the point.
Here, you can meet like-minded riders.
Because there's like lots of different sports, I think.
Okay.
Learn to nail those wild
wingsuit.
Stay stylish. Share your creations with the Republic.
I don't know how to feel about it.
So far, it almost looks like they tried to do like a Fortnite world.
Yeah, it does look like
Yeah, it looks like they really took the Fortnite engine. I'm actually really interested to see where this goes. I literally haven't seen anything.
Performing big tricks on the modules will turn
hey, wait a minute. If that first little bit was gameplay. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, this is gameplay, right?
Actually looks decent so far. Don't understand it yet.
Looks very not realistic.
I'm confused why he's in a full face snowboarding. I guess you can probably like whatever character you are, probably do like all
customize it. Victory? What? How do you get a victory?
Oh,
this looks rad.
Here we go. Yeah, wait a minute. This looks pretty dope.
Very realistic.
Whoa. Actually looks really cool. Total looks like Fortnite though, really, like the whole environment does. I've never played Fortnite, but I've seen what it looks like.
Is there a way? Could you drop the quality?
Now,
Is it lagging?
some might say the
Yeah.
best parts of the Republic can be found
Looks really
in the
clean to
city.
me, but I guess it's coming from my
You've
end.
got modules that you can
Let's see. Let's go to
slay.
like 720.
Yeah.
Better.
Yes, much better. I mean, it doesn't look as good, but it's playing smoothly.
Whoa, dude!
Mammoth
Actually,
Mountain,
this is fun.
isn't that here
All about
or where
what
you're
on
at?
the edge.
Mammoth Mountain's where I grew up. Dude, look
Yeah.
at the
Way
wingsuit.
to
Oh
progress,
my
you
god.
gotta earn those stars. Having the right rig is
There's a
important,
game
too.
very similar to this,
all got
but it was
preference.
mostly like snowboarding, skiing, and wingsuit stuff.
Yeah, that was someone skiing wingsuit. That was steep.
Steep, yeah, and that game was
Yeah.
kind of cool. This seems like a take on that in Fortnite, and with adding some other action sports.
So one thing I'm curious if anyone's played this.
All right,
Is
I
this
get
like-
Sometimes
Is
you
it
just
like
wanna
open
explore
world?
and bathe in nature.
Like, can you
Or do
just
you have
walk
different
around like Grand
missions?
Theft Auto? Yeah, do you walk around and go like, oh, if you walk over here or fly over here, then you're here? Or is it just like you pick from a menu? Oh, you're gonna do this race.
That's
like,
right. Everything you
It looks
do
like it's like
counts.
open world,
Getting those
which
stars
kind of cool.
is more rad to be had. And the Republic
Oh my God, is that Matt
will
Jones?
abide. There's always something awesome to do as you reach new milestones and unlock more challenges.
So those tricks right there, they
It's the
got
Red Bull
from.
Joyride. It's infamous. It's spectacular.
Yeah,
Chad
that was
says it's
Nikolai.
open world.
Biggest stage in Slopestyle
That's
Mountain.
dope. Yeah, no,
And
that's
guess what?
all
can
the
play
stuff.
Yo.
Like that's Nikolai's. That's Nikolai's Cork 7. They
You could
switched his
tell
feet,
how
though. That's
far
cool.
humped he is.
Yeah, and
More
the
stunts.
triple whip, the 360 triple whip, you could tell that was Nikolai's
More
whips. I could tell
sports.
by the feet.
More
Um,
events.
like really funny because when I see them do the tricks,
more,
I can
okay?
tell. I'm like, oh yeah, that is
And
definitely Nikolai.
natural outdoor playground
I
for
don't
you and
get
your
how
friends to
an open
enjoy
world like
any
this
way
would
that
work.
you
Like, do you
want.
have to pedal your mountain bike across the world to the snow to be able to snowboard?
I don't
Well,
know.
you save fun with
Is this
everyone.
on computer or just
Look at all
PS4,
these riders.
PS5? Because I'm gonna have to buy a PS4 or something. this.
You could play it.
Does this speak to
We
you?
should do it. Yeah,
Don't
that'd be
miss
a fun
out on
video.
that.
This actually looks really cool. I hope it plays as fun as it seems, because that's the thing about bike games and
Yeah.
snowboard games is the physics are so complicated in comparison to like a first-person shooter or something. The physics of an action sports game, it's so easy to be so bad, which is why so many motorcycle games are such a flop, or BMX games are such a flop, because when you actually think about how difficult it is to make all the different body parts do different things. Like, yeah, like this is obviously pre-programmed tricks. You click a button and it
Yeah.
does a Cork 7. But if you actually wanted to just make yourself like lean and twist off the lip, all the physics designing would be so difficult.
Okay,
But I'm
so-
assuming they probably did the exact same thing with the snowboarders, like they did with the bikes or something.
Yeah, suits. FM4 says it's consoles, so you got to get. I have a PS4 boxed up in there, but I think that thing's obsolete.
I only have
now.
the number 3. Well, see the PS4.
You have a
I think there's
PS3?
Yeah, and an Xbox 360. I only play Skate. I like Skate and Skate
Yeah.
only. Skate 3 I like number 2 as well. 1's good, but I like 3. No, I'm very good at Skate too. But also the PS4 is not obsolete because the 5 is still, I've heard, like impossible to get. Like you can't just walk into a store and get one because they still just don't produce enough of them. And people are ripping them off and selling them on eBay for like $1,000. Going to a store, buy 10, all of them, sell them for too much money.
Wait, what was it that they're doing that with?
The PS5, it's been
Oh,
out
yeah,
for like
yeah,
a year,
yeah.
and they're still doing that. They're still doing like the gouging and stuff, whatever you call that.
I remember when my coworker was trying to get it for a boyfriend, and like it came out, and everyone, you're waiting in like a queue on Sony's website to buy them, and like you'd have to stay verified that you're actually there the whole time, and then it was like one per person because when they launched it, everyone bought them all, and crazy.
Cool Boy says Skate is the best series ever for action sports. He's not wrong. It's the best
Hey,
one.
what's up, Chris? Like we got all the
But also-
homies in here.
FM for 5, FM 4-5. Skate 2 better than Skate 3. Part of me has to agree. I like Skate 3 because I like riding the super ultra mega park. But Skate 2, I think the overall environment's better. I think Skate 2, just like the whole broken rundown city thing, like to me is ideal, and some of the map is better in Skate 2. And I think there's just certain things in Skate 3 that they did a little cleaner than Skate 2. But I think definitely Skate 2 is one of my favorite ones to play. And then the nostalgia of Skate 1, like I'll play all the way through the career on that in like a day. It's pretty good.
But where are my Matt Hoffman action sports players at?
Dude,
that's
the only reason,
right?
Yeah, PS2. The only reason I have an Xbox 360 is like years ago. You know, this was before Dave died. This was I bought an Xbox just because I found one copy of Dave Mirra Pro BMX 2 on Amazon. So I bought it, and then I traded an iPhone 3G, an iPhone 3G for an Xbox 360 in a Starbucks parking lot, just so I could play Dave Mirra. So I literally, like, I think the Xbox came with a couple games, but I've only ever played Skate on it because I bought Skate just for that. So that if the PlayStation was plugged in, I had Skate on that, and if the Xbox plugged in, I got Skate on that as well. But then I have Dave Mirra, and yeah, that's a good one. That game's good. Dave Mirra BMX 2.
See, I know we've talked about this before. Like, why has it been so long to get something similar? You know, in the BMX world, technology.
That's what I'm saying.
The
BMX doing the mapping for BMX is so much more difficult. I mean, you think of Skate, the flick it controls for the different flip tricks totally makes sense. You know, you do a tray flip, the board moves like this, and then like R2, L2, or right button, left button for like one hand to grab. Really simple. You grab here, you grab here. If you push up on a stick, it grabs in the front of the board. And if you do that with the other hand, then it grabs across. And it's still pretty simple though. There's only so many things to do. Like, imagine though, you're like, okay, if we move it like this, that's a tail whip. And then, okay, if we move it like this, that's a bar spin. But then it's like you have can-cans, you have Supermans, you have Superman indies, you have like tire grabs, you have foot jams, you have can jams, you have like you get to this point where it's like, that's what I'm saying. You get to this point where it's like, I feel like there's just so much going on a bike that you could never, you have to pre-program in the tricks, I think.
Do you see Cold Boy's comment?
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. I actually, you know, I think the thing about skating, it's totally a thing. I mean, you got to think how many of us grew up on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. You know, I got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater for my 4th birthday, and that game exploded skateboarding to what it is today. Like, Tony Hawk hadn't landed the 900 yet when that game came out, and his signature trick was a 900 in that game. And then he landed it a year later at X Games. But that game and that franchise brought Tony Hawk and skateboarding pretty much to what it is now. And I think it's too late for that kind of franchise to happen again. Yeah. And then skate was just this way of making a Tony Hawk game, but really realistic, and not arcade style. Like, you could actually have fun playing Skate, trying to tray flip, crook grind all day. And that's how I play Skate. I'm very like, I'm going to call out what trick I want to do and do it until I fucking get it. But like a BMX game, if it's going to be really realistic, it's going to be really hard to play. It's going to be a very difficult game. The more realistic you make it, the more difficult it's going to be. And yeah, I think it does come down to, like, if you don't really know what like through up to bar is, or like, you know, truck Smith nose bonk bar, like, or, you know, Smith nose bar or something like that, you're not going to have fun playing a realistic BMX game if you're not a BMX rider. Arcade style is going to win over non players always. And
I think the arcade styles are just as fun.
Style. Yeah, it's just a totally
press your button, do some tricks. Yeah, but you don't get the realistic. What's your guys' favorite action sports game? Throw it in there. Very curious. One day we'll have a bike school video game, and I
mean, you know, mine is definitely Skate, but if I had to pick Skate 2 or 3, just the whole series is like my favorite one. But I used to love the SSX, like SSX Tricky. Those games were so fun. The snowboard one.
Oh,
PS2, and then also like I used to love the MX versus ATV games, like the older
those were
ones, like
good. Yeah.
MX Unleashed, MX versus ATV Unleashed, and then I like them all the way up to Reflex. I think Reflex is a great game. Below that, I don't think it's that bad. But supposedly
I was gonna say,
SSX pretty
on
big.
that comment, not that anyone who played Skate's a poser, but what I was gonna say is that any like skater poser could play Skate and not have to be a skater, you know. And I don't think BMX has a whole lot of like BMX posers because we don't really have a style or anything like that. Same with mountain bike, you know what I mean?
Oh
Like
yeah.
there's a skater kid that goes to school, like everyone knows it's a skater kid. He may or may not skateboard, but he could play skate. And we don't have
Well,
that's a BMX kid.
I think we all of us wear a skate shoe when we ride.
Yeah,
You know,
true.
I mean, if you're like me in the mountain bike world, some guys wear actual mountain bike shoes. I don't like those, so I wear a skate shoe. Like I've always worn a skate shoe, and we've always kind of followed this skate style. Like now, a lot of BMX riders are wearing the Dickies rolled up, and it's like the skaters did that. We're just following the skaters. But yeah, the skaters have a style. You go into Vans or Zoomies or anything like that, everything you're going in there to look at and buy, it's the skate style. And I think like there's like a surf style, there's a skate style, and those are pretty much like, you know, they appeal to the general public because there's like a style. You're right. There's like a style that comes along with that. And it kind of, you said something about, posers can play skate. I cannot skateboard, but I know every trick in skateboarding. Like I'm very into skateboarding. Like when I watch, like I could call skate runs in an X Games Street like I could call mountain bike runs in slopestyle. Like I know what they're doing. I know who's riding switch, who's not, when it's a hard flip versus like a varial. Like I actually know a lot about that. And then, but it makes me think when you say posers, Guitar Hero.
I was a Guitar Hero poser.
Dude, I only started learning the guitar over the last like year, 2 years, but I shred expert on Guitar Hero.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love going to the arcade and just putting something in, and just the worst thing ever is when you go to the arcade and one of the buttons doesn't work and it just looks like you're failing, and you're like, no, it's the button.
You're like, I don't suck, I swear.
It's the button.
That's the only reason I have a 360 too, and that's the only reason why. Like Guitar Hero 3 is a banger.
SSX Tricky that get that song stuck in my head. Oh, that's the Run DMC song. To rock around, that's right on time.
Tricky.
Here we go.
It's
Tricky to rock. Yeah, that's the theme song of it. Bikers have the
SSX.
long sock style. Let's see.
Hey, yeah, me too. I'm not gonna show my leg; it's too white.
So I do wear long socks, Chad, but I always have, when I ride, I always have the shin pads and the pants on. But I won't lie. When I wear shorts and like almost knee-high socks, these are pretty short. These are only like bottom of the calf, but sometimes I wear a lot higher ones. My girlfriend laughs at me because I'll wear like a red shirt with like brown pants and or brown shorts and like pink socks. And I don't ever match. But I'll wear long like pink socks or long like blue socks because like I only wear Bombas socks. Oh, these are RST, I guess. Sometimes I wear Bombas socks.
Bomba. All right, you want to get into the other half?
Thanks a lot. You're welcome, Cole. Because I sang him the song.
Now it's stuck in his head. Hey, you did pretty good with that song. I can't even tell the difference. You see FM45's comment. What's your gut? Here, wait. I'm gonna highlight it. Look at that. Boom. You see that on the screen? Isn't that dandy?
Whoa, how do you do that? That's cool. Technology.
All right, what's your favorite? You want to go first? BMX or mountain bike or both or like one?
Well, we'll switch off. Let's go BMX first.
Okay, heard. Okay.
Oh, it's kind of hard because like I have friends who are like really good, and so like, I think I'm gonna give two, because one, he's like the obvious pick would be for me to be like Dennis Anderson. Like,
oh yeah,
Dennis Anderson is the god, but I say Dennis Anderson because Dennis can ride everything, and everything Dennis does is mind-blowing. But honestly, like my friend Jake Leva, to me, is one of the best all around riders. And I think sometimes the fact that I ride with him every time I ride makes him seem not as like crazy. Like he's like one of my best friends. Like,
Yeah.
you know, me and Taylor and them, we hang out all the time. So he doesn't seem like, you know, high
He's just a
status, but
normal
like
guy.
he wins the triples events. He's top 5 in feasts, and he has all the tech stuff. He does flip triple whips like it's nothing. He does 720. He does 720 down whip to whips. Like who does that? Like he's such a dialed rider, and I think he just goes underrated because he doesn't post that much. But when he goes to a contest, like I said, he shows up and wins those triples events all the time at the Supercrosses. Like he's very, very good rider and just
gonna say
dialed.
Leva is incredibly underrated. When I was at camp, the first time I just looked up like Woodward hashtag, and some crazy guy did like a flare drop in to 3 double whip on a spine. I was like, that's crazy. It was Jake. I'd never heard of him before that, you know? And okay, who's your number 2? Or no, wait, that was it. Dennis Anderson and Leva, huh?
Yeah.
I've got to do 2 also, but it's really hard because I love Logan Martin. He's like a machine and he can execute tricks like that, and they're crazy tricks. But then it's gonna have to be a toss-up between Kevin or Dennis. Kevin's just always good vibes. He's very talented on all 3 Park Street dirt. So is Dennis. And they both have a little bit different styles, I guess. I think Dennis goes a little bit bigger. We just watched one of his edits on that last live stream I was talking about. That was one we watched. Yeah, I can't pick between the 2. They're tied. Okay, mountain bike.
Yeah, they're both good. Hold on, let me add one runner up.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna call it a wild card. My wild card would be probably Larry Edgar. Like,
Meh.
I don't know. You ever rode with Larry in person?
Larry is I haven't. I don't think so. He might have been at camp, but
I used to do shows with Larry, and then I have rode with him quite a few times since then. But I used to do shows with him, and dude, how slow that guy can go at a quarter, and how high he can come out of it is just gnarly. And he's kind of like the same to me with like Dylan Stark. Like I used to do shows with Dylan as well, and Dylan is just like, it's just so gnarly. Like does things that probably shouldn't be done.
Yeah.
I was riding mountain bikes with Dylan in Utah when I was out there a couple weeks ago, and he's just not afraid of things. It's weird. He just does things.
Larry, he seems like really cocky. I think I've only rid with him once, I think he was at camp once. But he is really good. That's true. Like,
see, I've never gotten that from him. I think it could be the way that he looks, but like every time I've ever seen Larry, even if it's like 2 years since I've last saw him, he comes up to me first, says my name, says hi, says how's it going, even at like Interbike or something. Like he's never blown me off. Like he's always like I'm not important, you don't have to remember my name, but he always does. So that's to me, like that goes a long way.
Yeah.
If someone comes up to you and says your name, says, how's it going, man? I haven't seen you in a long time. Like that's kind of you get a win. You got to win.
Yeah, because he's all over the place, so it's not like he runs into a lot of people. So it's pretty special for him to remember and still be like that. That's crazy. Okay, mountain bike.
I'm gonna say I'll borrow one from BMX Nyquist when he did mountain bike. No, yeah, he podiumed in Crankworks. Nyquist did.
Oh, really?
On mountain bike. Yeah. He was there. He got me to do my first flip drop on a contest course. But no, I would have to say definitely like Emil, and then Nikolai, and then Reed. Obviously, Reed's more downhill bike, big bike kind of stuff. But like, I gotta keep the mountain bikes in the friend circle because I mean they are 3 of the best in the world.
Yeah.
But like, I respect all of them, but those 3 hold special respect for
because they're homies. Yeah,
they're homies, and they're all just the best people. They just everyone wants to see everyone succeed in mountain bikes, which I think BMX has a good family, but mountain bike, I think because it's a little bit smaller at that high level, it's very, very close knit oriented. Like I've never seen bad blood in mountain bikes ever. Never seen people who don't get along. Like, it just doesn't happen.
It's a good family thing.
Yeah.
I'd have to pick. Oh, wait. I was going to say on your, did you see that text I sent you with the reel of Reed and, I don't know who it was.
Oh yeah.
You?
I sent it to Reed. Yeah.
That's crazy. 85 million.
He was like, on YouTube, WTF. And then I commented on that YouTube and I was like, oh, it must be nice to take other riders' videos for profit. Yeah. And then they commented back and they said, we've made $0 with this channel. We're just trying to spread the love. And I'm like, that's BS, because I don't care if you've made $0 now. You just started posting these videos like a month ago, and now you have 2 million followers. You could do whatever you want with that channel. You could sell it for like $100,000. Like, what do you mean? Just because you haven't technically made any money yet, you just built a 2.5 million people following by just straight stealing other people's videos. You didn't even ask them. Just because you throw their name in the description doesn't make it okay. Because I guarantee you, no one's going and following those people from those YouTube shorts.
Yeah, no, they're just watching it, carrying on.
They're just watching. And so you're getting a ton of followers. And when you decide to start monetizing things, you will be making money off of those videos. No, maybe you don't monetize that specific video, but that 85 million viewed video now got you to 2.5 million subscribers, which you're now making money off. So yes, you monetize them, and I would sue them. Just kidding. I would, but I'm kind of sick of that. That happens a lot.
2.6 million. I know we were talking about it before, and that's all it is. It's just a bunch of different riders that they're.
And I kept seeing that on TikTok, and that's why I stopped going on TikTok, because like for a while I would see Reed and Nikolai getting 0 views on their videos, but then like some random other account from a different country is posting the same video and getting millions of likes.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're literally making money off of other people. And it's like, Instagram, it's kind of harder to do that because people attack a lot quicker. TikTok, people don't attack ever. So TikTok keeps getting away with people using copyrighted stuff. But luckily, TikTok is not a good way to monetize. But YouTube, you did it on Shorts. Now you have 2.5 million followers on YouTube. Dude, you could change your channel name, delete everything, and it would take so long for people to unfollow because they'd be like, oh, I'm subscribed to this. I must have thought it was interesting a year ago. They wouldn't even remember that it's not the same thing anymore.
You could start posting vegan, vegetarian ASMR, and you got 2.6. That was a random thing. I saw somebody was like promoting their channel, and I'm like, that's a real thing? Like, what? But so like I had that short, one of my shorts got whatever, like a good amount of views, and before you couldn't monetize them, but then YouTube sent me a thing. It was like, based on your short performance, you qualify for $100. And I'm like, dope. And so I got $100 from it. And so like they're making money. I guarantee it. I guarantee they're making money.
Hey, can we kick somebody? Are we allowed to kick people?
Oh, is homeless guy?
Yeah, he's asking for a shout out, and then he typed a bunch of letters.
Let's
see who said that. Let's see. Chad said, "Get this homeless guy out of here," and I thought he was talking about one of us, and I was like, I don't think we look that homeless. And then I remember there was a guy in the chat.
They're talking about the other homeless guy.
Name. Yeah, I was like, I didn't think that terrible.
Let's see. I was trying to figure out what that guy's comment was. And I muted him a couple times, but he just still keeps going. I can hide him from the channel, and like I don't really want to do that, but one subscriber doesn't mean anything. Homeless guy, quit being annoying, and we'll see what happens now. Anyway,
your shout out. There's your shout out. Quit being annoying. That's a good word. Favorite rider, Scotty Kramer. Yeah.
Streaming's fun sometimes.
Scotty Kramer is dope. Definitely sativa. What the heck? He gets baked, then bikes. Definitely sativa. What did you say before?
Yeah, I was trying to
maybe
figure
he's
that
talking
too. I was
about the
reading through it.
homeless. Maybe he's talking about the homeless guy.
Homeless guy, a homeless. He was on my live earlier.
Who's the Kobe in BMX? I don't know anything about basketball.
Okay.
Sorry.
Whoa. Me either. He said another basketball player I didn't notice. But
Well, he said
Kobe's
Michael
the
Jordan. I would put
yeah.
Michael Jordan as like Matt Hoffman.
Okay. You'd say Matt
You know,
Hoffman?
Matt Hoffman or Dave Mirra.
The GOAT?
Yeah, probably Dave Mirra. Like Kobe, I don't know. Maybe like you put like Bestwick in like a Kobe. But I don't know. I don't know enough about basketball. Like I don't really know. Like I mean, I know Kobe was like really good, but like I wouldn't know like statistically if you're looking at like Michael Jordan and Kobe. Like, what are we comparing statistics or are we comparing overall fame? Because if we're comparing overall fame, then Matt Hoffman is like really up there with Michael Jordan, but so is Dave Mirra. But if we're comparing like stats, then Jamie Bestwick is over both of them. But he's nowhere
That's a
near
good
as
point.
famous as
Yeah.
either one.
It's like
Jamie
I
Bestwick
think
has won so many.
I think Kobe. I think both of them had a really good balance of like talent, work ethic, but also oh god, it was a really big. It was a good word too, and I can't remember what it was. Like legacy. Like
Then
people
I
looked
would
up to
say
them and stuff like that.
Dave Mirra is. So I always think of like with action sports, I feel like each sport has the one name that is here and will never go away. Like Dave Mirra is that for BMX, Travis Pastrana for freestyle motocross, Jeremy McGrath for supercross racing, Shaun White for snowboarding,
For sure.
Tony Hawk for skateboarding. Those are like those household names where it's like those people went from professional athlete status and bumped past to celebrity status.
Yeah.
And Dave Mirra has had the craziest work ethic, and like I feel like they just have something that's extra special. I mean, when you think that Shaun White in snowboarding is about to go for his 5th Olympics, which would be if he wins, it'll be his 4th Olympic gold medal. That's over a span of 16 years. Who dominates an action sport for 16 years?
Yeah.
I mean, when you think Shaun White, no one was even close to Shaun White's ability for like 10 years. And that's how Dave Mirra was. He was so far ahead of everybody. And then like Tony Hawk, it's kind of the same thing. He's like in the 80s and 90s, Tony Hawk was so much better. Jeremy McGrath won 7 supercross titles. No one's ever even gotten close to that since then. And then Travis Pastrana, like no one was ever close to him. Now the field is all so close together. Anyone could win most of these sports at any time. And I feel like Logan is where like Dave was. Logan is kind of untouchable. Emil is untouchable, but I feel like we're at a time now where no one's going to get that mainstream fame like those couple of guys got.
Well, unless because I think they were also kind of at the cusp of like action sports blowing up.
Yeah,
like
they're all the
Dave's
same time.
Especially. And so like if we have another one, which is what it seems like we're rolling into, like these top guys right now could be the faces again, for another couple decades. I saw a bunch of Tony Hawk skateboards at Walmart. And I just like dollar signs, right? They're just out there for Black Friday. It just says Tony Hawk on it. And I'm like, dude, Mans is making so much money.
Well, it's like Shaun White used to have Tupperware at Target. I mean, closet organizers, the White collection.
Shaun White closet. I love. They're running a business too. Like it's more than just riding, I guess.
And but no, it's just like I think because that's when like action sports was new, it was banging, it was popping, and everyone was pushing it. They had big sponsors. Dave Mirra getting the $300,000 a year to wear the Slim Jim logo on the chin. Like that doesn't happen anymore. You don't see those kind of contracts. And so, but every football team has these new crazy stars, legacies like the Mannings and stuff. And it's like, if BMX and mountain bike and skateboarding and everything could up to that level of viewership, then yes, kind of everyone who is the top guy would have that kind of fame.
Yeah.
The problem is the viewership isn't there. So yes, while Logan Martin is better than Dave Mirra ever was, Logan Martin is not Dave Mirra because he's not. It's the timing's not right.
He's not the face of the sport.
No, it's about it all has to do with timing, and I think like no one will ever be as big or famous as Tony Hawk because of the franchise, and all these guys that do freestyle moto, yes, while some of them do stuff gnarlier than Travis, Travis is Travis. No one else is going to be
Yeah.
Travis. And
Hey, FM for Fives has a good point. He says, "Isn't Scotty tied with the same medals as Mirra? Is that true? Do you know?"
probably there's probably a couple. Like I said, Bestwick way outbeat Dave Mirra.
Yeah.
Bestwick has more medals than anybody. But I think, like I said, it really kind of, when you actually think about it, like even me being in the BMX world, I don't know how many medals each of them have, which shows, does it really matter how many medals anyone has? It's not really about that. It's more of like Dave does the first double backflip. When he does the first double flip, that's a huge deal. When someone does the first double flip X up, it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially the general public.
It's like the 4-minute mile barrier, you know. The
Yeah,
double
it's
flip
like,
was a big.
yeah, it's like in motocross, like the first flip was crazy. Then the first flip, land, flip the next jump for Mike Metzger was crazy. But then when they added all these combos in, people don't really care because you're already doing the flip. You know, they don't really get how much gnarlier it is to like do a Superman or something. And then Travis 2006 does the double flip. But then look at how much bigger Travis doing a double flip in 2006 was than Josh Sheehan doing a triple flip on a dirt bike. Travis's double flip will forever be a bigger moment than Josh Sheehan's triple flip in the grand scheme of like public knowledge. Obviously, a triple flip's way gnarlier than a double flip, but when you look at like where it was, the state of X Games at the time, who Travis was, the amount of people watching and who have seen the 2006 double flip will forever be greater than the people who saw the triple flip. And it's an unfortunate thing, but it's how, unfortunately, action sports is right now.
So why do you think that is, though? Like, it's just it was so hyped up at the time and not necessarily now.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, that was, you have to think here. So Travis Pastrana, you have this kid who was a supercross racer, and then started doing freestyle. One of the first guys doing the backflip. He won X Games gold at 14 in freestyle motocross. People came to love Travis Pastrana. Travis Pastrana was famous. They made toys with Travis Pastrana on them. Travis Pastrana, was putting out DVDs. Nitro had emerged, and this was before the TV show. This was core Nitro. This is why, this was like the Nitro circus that I love. It was like the DVDs. You're basically just filming stuff with your friends and then putting out DVDs to pay for the carnage. That was his words. He's like, we just put out DVDs to pay for the carnage. And so then it was like 2004 X Games. They knew, and they did this story on how he was trying the double flip in the foam pit. Then he knocks himself out in the qualifying run of freestyle Moto X. So you knew he wasn't going to do it. Then 2005, he was like, no, it's not ready. But then he did it on the sand step up in the Nitro Circus DVD that came out that year. And then 2006, it was like this big mass buildup. And by this time, everyone knows Travis, and they've seen his family in different interviews, and his mom is there and she's freaking out, and he puts on the body armor, and they're inside of Staples Center. X Games is at the highest viewership it ever had in the history of X Games. And he stomps the double backflip onto that hard dirt. It's the first time anything like that ever happened. And it's Travis. And then, millions of people were watching on TV when that happened. It was on NBC or ESPN or something. And like I said, in the Staples Center in LA. And then when you think of the triple flip, Josh Sheehan, it's a couple guys at Travis's house. They build this crazy special ramp. They work on it for like 6 months. They do it. They put it in the Nitro DVD. And honestly, they probably just plastered it on Instagram as soon as it happened.
Yeah, and then it probably went on Instagram after. Yeah, exactly.
But you just look at the difference in the knowledge of Travis Pastrana versus the knowledge of Josh Sheehan if you're outside of the industry. And then just like also just the hype, the leading to the double flip moment for Travis started at the beginning of his career.
Yeah. It sounds like it was really hyped up. It was like everyone's expecting it. They're hearing about it. It's like, he was going to do it, then he didn't. And then he did it, but not in contest.
And when you think the fact that I said that he was already such a big name years before the double flip was even a talk. Travis was a big deal before the flip even started happening. And so it's just because, he grew up in the same era of James Stewart and Ricky Carmichael. And it's like, it's just there's just eras that are different, and you standing out back then is a lot different than standing out now. It's a lot harder to stand out.
Well, yeah, and somebody who said that about social media, um,
Social
a
media
coal boy
ruins it.
says, I think social media changed everything. And
Oh yeah.
because now it is a lot harder to stand out, you know, when you've got kids. I don't know. I think it can be good and bad because, like, let's say you have kids in hold on, I'm going to think of it. I was going to say Africa, but it's not Africa. But anyway, so just different countries that didn't have access to make DVDs or the exposure and the connections doing these crazy tricks. Now they're able to put that out there for everyone to see. And, but like some of the genuinely talented people are overlooked because they don't have as good of a social media presence. And that's a tough thing, you know? I
No,
don't
it's
know.
it's 100%. It kind of sucks. Like, I like the times of waiting for video parts to come out or DVDs or seeing magazines. Like, I remember like when I got my first magazine photo is like the coolest moment of my whole life. Like, I still have that magazine, and I have the second magazine I was in, and then that magazine went out of business. And it's like, it's like that's, as a kid, I always wanted to be on a DVD and I wanted to be in a magazine. And DVDs, what happened to those? They went out. So
Yeah.
I'm glad I got a couple magazine stuff, but the 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 Instagram, it makes everybody numb to what
Mhm.
people on a high level are doing. And it's honestly like I struggle posting on Instagram because I always base off of, oh, one time I posted this, so I can't post this now because that's not as good
Yeah.
as what I posted before. And it's like really like a frustrating thing because like, it's like it sucks that I have to post like double flips and cork sevens on my Instagram. Otherwise I feel
To
like
get
people are gonna be like, oh, you suck. But
yeah.
it's just that people are just numb to it. People are posting bangers on Instagram every day because they know it's not going to do well if they don't post that. And yeah, it
Yeah.
also helps the sports progress. But it's the more the sport progresses, the harder it's going to be for the public to relate. It's really easy for the public to relate to the first double backflip. It's
Yeah.
really difficult for them to relate to the first truck windshield wiper bar exit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is a good. Jerry says I have. I think there's an impression threshold with some things. So, like outsiders looking in, one flip's crazy, two flips is insanity, but after that, it doesn't get any better. And you, from writing in shows, I know the couple shows I wrote in, it's like you jump in the air and you do a spinny flippy thing, like they're hyped, you know, and they don't care whether it's a 720 or a 360. Like you went around in a circle and they're like, this is crazy. And so like at a certain point, there's only a handful of people who can comprehend the level of the trick. And those are the only people who genuinely appreciate it. So like probably with the triple backflip, only people in the sport are looking at that like that's insane. Whereas the double flip, people are it was on a world stage, but the fame thing and the timing, that all played a huge role.
Yeah, and I
Um,
think the triple flip, I would say probably not the best example because the triple flip, I think anyone who saw it
uh,
realized how gnarly it was. I think it's just the globalization of the triple flip was not what the globalization of the double flip was.
yeah,
Um, like I don't think anyone is saying that the triple flip isn't as cool. I think it's more just like it wasn't done on a world stage. It wasn't done on NBC, and it wasn't done by someone who has a history in the sport that everyone is a big fan of. It's
yeah,
just it's an unfortunate overlooked thing, and it's kind of like Larry's the one who told me this on my first show. He's like, just chill. He's like, if I do one tail whip or if I do a triple tail whip, he's like, the crowd doesn't know the difference. And I realized that in shows, like if I do a flip, like the first time they see a flip in the show, they go crazy. Next jump, flip no hander, they don't go as crazy because now they've already seen the flip. They
yeah,
would go really crazy when I would seven the mountain bike because they could see it spinning around twice. But
yeah,
honestly, they flipped out for tail whips.
yeah.
Like a tail whip on the mountain bike, they flipped out on. BMX, they didn't really notice. Um,
Ah,
but like me and Seb, like Rob Darden would do a three whip, Seb would three whip, and then like I did like three downy a couple times. Like once or twice a day, sometimes only like once or twice a week. I wasn't as good at them back then. It was 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And when they saw the 3 down whip, I'd get really dipped and I'd get good applause. But the 2 best things that I ever got, like I knew would fire up the crowd. You know, we did 3 shows a day, 6 days a week for 3 months each summer. So every single time, do a 360 bar hump and look at the crowd, like stare at the crowd while I 360, and then underflip, looking at the crowd, making a face. Those 2 things, the audience interaction, they love more than anything. Like, so I would do flip, look at the crowd, 3, look at the crowd, no hander, look at the crowd. I would do the worm. They love the worm. Like, they don't care. Like, you do a truck driver, you may as well have just done a 3. They don't care.
Yeah, like, same thing.
A lot of times in shows, you do tricks more so because you want to do them, not because they're going to be good show tricks. But like, most of them don't really fathom the extraness that you put in there because they kind of miss it.
Yeah. Hey, how old are you turning?
Me?
Yeah.
27.
All right. Cold Boy says that he thinks that we're similar ages. And so anyway, Nick's going to be 27 soon. So tell Nick happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm going to be 27 in an hour and 45 minutes my time.
Hey. So you guys
November
are here.
16th.
We're going to live stream all the way until his birthday.
Hold on. Real quick, this guy right here, he says, want to break your neck on your wish list. Try the triple backflip. I have done the triple backflip, just so you know.
And his neck is still there in one place, one piece. So what's the difference from a triple to a double? You just pull harder? You need more air?
Oh, you definitely need more air. When I did the triple flip, it was pretty much like, you know, I'd been doing double flips for a while, and like 2.5 years, almost 3 years, I've been doing a double flip. And I was like, did them every session. And I always just told people, I was like, if I could ride the nitro ramp, I'll do 3. And, you know, people are just like, oh, you're just saying that because you just try to downplay them. And I was like, no, like if the ramp is built for a triple flip, you have more time. It's the same as a double flip. You're just flipping one more time.
Yeah.
And it took me 3 tries. It took me 3 tries. Landed on 3rd try. It was exactly what I said. You
sent it all 3 tries though, and like a foot slipped or something like that.
It's the first time I under rotated and like twisted on the 3rd flip. And I wouldn't have. I thought I was going to under rotate. I wouldn't have actually because I landed wheels on the side and then slapped down. 2nd time landed, feet blew off, went over the bars, and then 3rd time landed it, rode away.
That's crazy. Yeah, I couldn't even. 1 flip is scary enough for me. I couldn't. 3, no way. Hey, it's been an hour. That's when you said it too, huh? Let's see. I don't know. You see anything? Oh, Cold Boy's turning 27 in January. We are the same age. I mean, I'm 25, but see, I think because I don't have that same nostalgia as you guys. I mean, like, I think it's cool, but I think I just missed it by like a year or so. Because, yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool. I loved the magazines. Is it Ride, right? I love the Ride BMX magazines and stuff. But it was like
Ride, and then they did BMX Plus.
Yeah, I'd get those, but like props DVDs and things like that, I was mostly watching on YouTube, even whenever I was interested in it. And so
I have
like I missed that. I missed that era.
I have so many like dirt jumping video DVDs. I have some prop stuff. I've got like Drop the Hammer. Like I have some 2x4 videos. Like I got so much good DVDs, and like you watch some of the older stuff and you're like, wow, people don't do these things today. Like there's a lot of tricks that people don't do, like especially like all the big foo-fanoos and big ice picks and stuff like that. Like people don't do that. That's why I like Jake does that stuff still. Jake does the hitching post tricks. Like Jake has all that old school stuff and all the new school stuff. That's what Scotty did. Scotty had all of that too. Like Scotty had all the big foofs and ice picks. Mike
Feed, is that his name? Mike Feed. You know who I'm talking about?
Fede.
Yeah, Fede. So he's a borderline rival YouTuber, But he put out a video. It's really good. And it was something I'd want to discuss, but I can't. Like, I physically cannot discuss this because I'm not like in his shoes. But it was essentially tips for older guys getting back into the sport or getting into it for the first time, because there's a lot of them like that. But one thing he brought up was that skate parks are way different than they used to be. He's like, you guys, we don't do big gaps to double pegs anymore. Like, that's just not a thing. You know, there's a lot of ledges now and a lot of flat rails and things like that. And, but just how the whole style of riding has changed since then. Like, the big gap to double pegs was one that I really thought about, because that was a big thing. You look at, was it Animal House? That big,
Yeah, Dave Mirra's. Yeah, like when you look
yeah,
at the
the
difference
stuff
in the
you do
park,
there is so different.
like there was lots of vert walls, there was lots of transfers, there was lots of hitching posts and
Yeah.
wall rides. Like that kind of stuff isn't in cement parks anymore, and that's why I'm so mad the Enterprise is gone. You know, like because the hangar at Woodward is definitely new school. You know, the hangar doesn't have any big hitching posts or vert walls. Like the unit was so cool because it had still big wall rides, and that's gone now too. And you know, I feel like Feast, they keep putting in these big wall rides, but nobody's utilizing them because they're still not the same. Like that's the unfortunate thing is the public, like the BMX in the Olympics is really cool, but they're seeing the back and forth version of BMX. They're seeing quarter pipe trick, box jump trick, spine trick, quarter pipe trick, hip trick. Whereas like when you watch like old school X Games, it's like jumping to the wall. Like those old Do Tour courses that were just had like huge mellow quarters with big wall rides, like curved wall rides, and like I feel like people would act like road courses so different. Whereas nowadays most people ride the course the exact same way. It's all about the trick you're doing instead of how you're riding it. But no courses like all when it was all big wood skate parks and there was cool stuff. Like now it's all concrete, and one, you know, concrete's not forgiving, and you don't want to fall on concrete a lot of times.
It's oh, that's cool. I commented twice. I put in that YouTube links the video, guys, because I know a lot of you guys are older guys getting back into it, and it's something I'm not even gonna touch on because I'm not like, I'm only 25. I don't know what it was like back in the day. So, but Mike has a really good video on it, so check that out. But it's really changed. I remember looking at camp before I went, and I'd videos of the Enterprise would always come up, and I think it was the year I went, the year after or 2 years after they got rid of it. And it was sad because that's real stuff. You know, now they have the roaster coaster and or like the little pump tracks, and more flat rail stuff. Like, it's not.
No, the Enterprise was there. The last year of the Enterprise was my first year at Woodward. So I rode it a lot because I was, you know, I rode it in the summertime, and then I was coming in the off season for like 3 months until they took it away. And that park, if you talk to almost any BMX rider who like does that style of riding, that's one of the best parks ever, the Enterprise. Like, and it was just so big. Those vert walls were so gnarly, and you could just so many lines and high speed stuff. And, you know, it was like that park was just, but you can't maintain a wood park like you can make concrete. And unfortunately, everything is about money. And like, you know, you can't blame a company like Woodward for being like, hey, we need longevity. We need to be able to continue to provide this. And if we keep building wood skate parks, we're not going to be able to. And
they redo every year.
I just kind of wish that someone somewhere, because even Nyquist's place, you know, shut down. You're seeing all these indoor wood parks shut down. And it's like, I know right now, obviously, there's not the time to build a wood park. Wood is ridiculously expensive. But like, if I were to ever build my own indoor skate park, I'm building a total old school, like early 2000s Miracle, like fucking Animal House kind of thing. Like, because that's like, I want to build a skate park that feels like a crazy set of trails when you ride it, where there's big step downs that come off the top of something like old Do Tour courses had, huge box jumps that if you don't do a trick, it still feels like this huge box jump, and big curve wall rides that even if you don't know how to wall ride, you can hit because it's just a berm corner. Like,
Yeah. Well, one thing, like it being about money, you think about Woodward's target audience, and it seems like it's more of the people who, yeah, skateboarding also, but I mean, in BMX, it's like the more beginner guys. And so then it's like, what percent of people would come to ride the Enterprise versus would come just to whatever, ride something easier? Because there's a barrier of entry on those bigger skate, like even the hanger is kind of hard to ride. Like you have to have a certain skill level. I talked
the
about this
hanger's
earlier.
big. That
They're
box jump
like,
was big.
someone was like, oh, how much is Woodward? And we looked, and I'm like, Woodward's cool, but to get anything out of it, you really should be at, like, there's a certain skill level where you'll get good amount of, you like, if you can't drop in, you're not going to be able to hit the airbag, and you're not going to be able to, like, get anything out of it. And so it's same with the Enterprise. It's a really cool thing, but I guess if no one's paying to go to it and it's really expensive, and that's the other thing, it's like making BMX easier, like pump tracks and things like that. Ultimately, you could argue that that's what's going to grow the sport, because getting a skateboard and going on flat ground is really easy and really cheap. And so getting a BMX bike and going on flat rails is like arguably good for BMX. I don't know.
No, I mean, it is. You gotta just think of it as like, they build really nice football stadiums, but they also plant a lot of grass in square
kids to play football.
lots. Yeah, and it's just about, you get more people into it, more money circulates, and then you can build better stuff. Woodward, to be so specific, Woodward West and Woodward East, the numbers are mostly skateboard. They're going to build what's better for skateboard because that's what makes them their money. Now, like Woodward Park City and Woodward Tahoe put a lot of money into their mountain bike stuff because they have that clientele. They're in those areas. But they don't do as much skateboarding or BMX. And so it's like, it kind of just depends on what it is, where it is. And I think like that's part of our whole mission with bike school is like, coach people, but also just get people into it, because the more people we get into the sport and the more people we show that like the sport is not about either being really, really good or not. People don't play football because they want to be professional. People play football because it's a fun game to play with your friends, like there's like this little competitive nature in football or baseball, no matter how good it is, how good you are at it. And I think that that's something we need to like show that it's possible with BMX. Like you don't have to be riding to just be really, really good. Like you can just be one up your friends to jump, or it's like you got to compare it to like almost going to like a theme park. It's like you're just flowing, you're just having a good time.
That's what it is. Yeah. Okay, I want to bring up Jerry's comment, and then we'll probably end it. But Jerry says, Jerry's 53, lived and rode through the magazine era, saw the dawn of props and the death of the magazines. That's crazy. Jerry, thanks for hanging out with us, man. You've got more experience than us combined, I think, right about, more life experience. That's rad, man.
Yeah, my dad's 50, and obviously I got into riding because of my dad. So my dad was obviously the one who bought me all the DVDs and magazines. Like, dude, I have a whole collection of like 5 years worth of like Ride BMX magazines and stuff. And so he definitely saw all that come up and down, and he loves to watch Joe Kid on a Stingray.
What's
his favorite movie? Joe, you never seen Joe Kid on a Stingray?
No. Alexa's talking to me. I've never seen that. No.
You got to watch Joe Kid on a Stingray. That's a good one. It's like a documentary about like early BMX days, but like they're on the Stingray bikes,
Huh. You think they'll ever do that 30 years from now? Document like this would be old school, what we're living in right now?
I don't know, because no one's pioneering anything.
Yeah.
It's just an era. I mean, see, I knew he would know.
Jerry knew exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, Jerry would be a good guest.
The cover's orange. It says Joe Kid on a Stingray, and it's got the guy on the steamer
Yeah,
in the middle. I got the
never.
DVD right over here. Like I love stuff like that. Like I love that. I love like skateboard films like all the Bones Brigade stuff, and like the Z Boys stuff. Let's see. I love DVDs. Like I had mountain bike DVDs. I had skate DVDs. I had 411 skate DVDs. Like,
I'm gonna plug Jerry. I don't know if you subscribe to Bike School, but if you don't, click the link and then go subscribe, because that's what we're gonna be doing, the lives over there now. I mean, as soon as we can. We tried to do it tonight, it didn't work, so we're here on my channel. But what was that? I was gonna say one more thing. I don't know. That's all I think. I don't know. You got anything to add, Nick? This was fun. This was really like, it was just hanging out, chatting, and I appreciate you guys being in the chat, contributing to the conversations. Go have some fun
guys,
on your bikes.
Yeah, this was rad. It's always cool to like actually engage in conversation, especially like we had no idea what we were gonna talk about, where we were gonna start.
Idea.
This was all just impromptu, and we'll keep doing these, but definitely on the over on the other channel. And yeah, we're gonna do Mondays, right?
Every Monday we're gonna try and do this. Yeah, discussion, tips for you guys, all kinds of stuff, and then videos on Friday. So this coming Friday we'll have a new video.
Yes,
it's a secret. You guys will have to see which one it is. It's a secret, but it'll be a good one, I promise. Hey, Coldboy followed you on Instagram.
Oh, Nick. Thank you. I'll try to
He
post
said,
cool tricks.
It was funny. They were like, I want to see Nick flare the big bike. And I'm like, go look, like it's there. He did.
Yeah, wasn't that Jared?
Yeah, it was.
I think Jared said that, and I was like, bro,
where you been, Jared?
Bro, I posted like 4 of them. Cool, awesome. Well, we will see you guys later. Oh,
I didn't say my favorite mountain bike rider, but it's Brad Sims. That's all. We'll end on that note. All right, guys, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out with us.